thinking about how can I beat up my sparring partner, how can I look good, how can I hit the bag today. You have to really think about how you're going to do well in training. You can't just rock up to training without thinking about how you want to perform. It takes a lot of like mental.
From Anthony Joshua is make the fight. But at this moment, it's not. And to get in there and tell the world it's on, Netflix put a tweet out saying it's on. It's not on. Will it be on? I believe so. And I like the way AJ played it.
Yeah.
And
he hasn't signed up for that fight. That's the position. And until he does, it's pointless talking about it. Tyson's ready to go. He's there, ready, willing, able. He's not going to sit around forever, but he's there and he wants to do the fight. And that's where we're at.
Anthony Joshua is considering legal action against Netflix after the platform prematurely promoted a fight with Tyson Fury as if it were already official. The situation has sparked controversy across the sport, raising serious questions about promotional control, media responsibility, and the delicate balance of power between fighters and global platforms. According to the reports, Joshua is furious that a fight of this magnitude was publicly platformed.
What you live your life by is irrelevant what I think, and vice versa. Tyson don't need to worry about my opinion. He needs to focus on himself.
Publicly pushed without his formal agreement. The idea that such a high-profile matchup could be presented as confirmed without contracts fully signed has not only frustrated his camp, but also risked misleading millions of fans worldwide. Legal action, rumored to be around the $1 million mark, is now being considered as a response to what is being viewed as a
teased by people that wanted to make the announcement on that kind of stage. I get that. And we're all up for playing along. But AJ didn't want to put himself in a position and almost sort of tell the British public that after all these years, we've got it, it's on, because it's not. Now, will it be on? I truly believe so. Mine struck.
Reckless and premature announcement. This development has only intensified an already tense negotiation process. Behind the scenes, discussions between the camps of Joshua and Fury have been ongoing, with both sides working through the final details of what would be one of the biggest fights in modern boxing history. However, as Eddie Hearn has repeatedly emphasized, nothing is official until both fighters sign their respective contracts. Hearn did not hold
everyone too excited, but there's nothing in the contract that makes me go, oh, fucking no chance. Like, there's things to discuss, but look, Turki Al-Sheikh really wants to make this fight. Netflix announced the fight, which is bizarre.
Back in his reaction to Netflix's involvement, he described the announcement as bizarre and premature, making it clear that Joshua had no intention of misleading fans. According to Hearn, AJ has been carefully managing both timing and expectations, ensuring that when the fight is finally announced, it will be done properly and with
Tyson's signed, he's up for it, and he's ready to go.
When it comes to call-outs, that was quite an epic call-out by Tyson Fury. What did you make of it?
But AJ's here. I mean, he's come to watch it, and that's an appropriate moment to do that. This is called promotion. That's what it's all about. And Tyson called him out, and he either wants to do it or he don't want to do it. So one way or another, we'll find out very soon.
Full confirmation from all parties involved. He stressed that while the fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua is absolutely possible and even likely, it is not yet finalized. There are still contractual elements to be resolved, and those details matter enormously when dealing with an event of this scale. For Hearn,
Anthony Joshua next. I'm not interested in boxing. I'll eat 1,000 Easter eggs, go up to 35 stone, I'm out. I'm not interested. It's either him or I'm gone again. I'm not interested at all. I'm not interested in up-and-comers. I'm not interested in someone trying to prove a point over me. I don't care. I don't care about rankings. I don't care about belts. I only care now about AJ. That fight. That's the defining fight for me.
The priority is clear. Get the deal right first, then make the announcement. Despite the frustration, Hearn has kept the door wide open. He has suggested that there are no major obstacles that would prevent the fight from happening, only final details that need ironing out. That optimism has helped maintain excitement, but he continues to...
It doesn't really matter who signs what until both guys sign their own contracts. So by saying we've already signed, that does carry relevance, but it's not like all you've got to do is sign next to my name, because it's a separate agreement. But it's great that Tyson Fury has signed, if he has, because all we've got to do now is sign and we've got the fight. And I'm very confident of that.
Warn against overhyping a fight that isn't fully locked in. In his view, premature promotion risks damaging credibility and complicating negotiations. On the other side, Frank Warren has taken a slightly different tone, While also acknowledging that the fight is not officially signed, Warren has placed pressure squarely on Joshua and his camp. He has indicated that Fury is ready, willing,
As most people, most fighters, ego gets involved, thinking this man's not mugging me off in front of all these people. You get up and say blah, 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 you bite. You know, I'm your landlord. You know, me and you fight will be on my terms. It doesn't matter what you say, what you shout about.
and pushing hard to make the fight happen, suggesting that any delay is coming from Joshua's side. Warren described the situation as pure promotion, hinting that the Netflix announcement may have been driven more by hype than reality. However, he also made it clear that the spotlight is now firmly on Joshua. If Fury is indeed ready to go, then the next step depends entirely on
the situation lies, which is up to Anthony Joshua. If he feels he's ready to fight Tyson Fury, then that fight can happen. But he may well not feel that. And I do think that ultimately Anthony, sitting there at ringside, would have known what was coming, would have known there's an expectation for him to have some sort of interaction with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury doesn't just arrive back on the scene and Anthony Joshua sit ringside and doesn't expect to have an interaction.
Well, AJ making the commitment and signing his side of the deal. That pressure has only been amplified by Fury himself. Never one to shy away from bold statements, Tyson Fury has declared that he is only interested in fighting Joshua and has even suggested he could walk away from boxing altogether if the fight doesn't happen next. It's a dramatic stance, but one that
signed up for that fight. That's the position. And until he does, it's pointless talking about it. Tyson's ready to go. He's there, ready, willing, able. He's not going to sit around forever, but he's there and he wants to do the fight. And that's where we're at.
reinforces just how important this matchup is, not just for fans, but for Fury's own legacy. Fury has dismissed rankings, belts, and alternative opponents, focusing solely on Joshua as the defining challenge. His message is clear: this is the fight that matters, and anything else is a distraction. That level of urgency has added further pressure to negotiations, especially in light of the Netflix
AJ immediately after the fight. Now, AJ's response was, well, I'm not playing your game, I'm not going to jump in the ring, I'm not going to start bad-mouthing you, and you're not going to start pushing me around. You know, AJ's his own man, ultimately, as is Fury. Fury did it his way, where he thought he could incite a little bit of tension and make everybody start sitting up and believe that he actually meant business because he wants to fight AJ. I believe he wants to fight AJ because he knows now.
Controversy. Meanwhile, Hearn has continued to reiterate that no matter how much noise surrounds the situation, the reality remains unchanged. Nothing is final until both signatures are secured. He acknowledged that Fury signing his portion of the deal would be a positive step, but warned that it does not complete the process. Until Joshua signs, the fight remains unofficial. Amid all the noise, former world champion Johnny Nelson.
I think if you ask Tyson Fury, he will tell you. And he did good test himself. And now he's ready for Joshua. And for Joshua, he already 100% he can beat him.
Points, knockout, do you think?
This stuff I don't know, but I think he beat him.
Nelson has offered a more measured perspective. He praised Joshua for maintaining a calm and controlled mindset despite the pressure being applied from multiple directions. According to Nelson, many fighters would have reacted emotionally to the situation, but AJ has remained disciplined and strategic. Nelson suggested that Joshua's approach is not about hesitation, but about control. By refusing to be drawn into
many years now, and you know, it would be great to see. I think it's what the fight fans would love to see, but for whatever reasons, as Tyson just stated, it hasn't been accepted. So, hey, what we're going to do? What we're going to do? It's been the same for 10 years. I've seen the contracts go out. I've seen the contracts leave the lawyer's office. I've seen them be sent, and they come back unsigned. So, I'm not here to make too much comment on men's boxing, and it's between Tyson and his opponents. But, I mean, the stories didn't happen.
Public mind games. AJ is ensuring that he dictates the terms of engagement rather than reacting to external pressure. It's a calculated strategy that reflects maturity, even if critics interpret it differently. Simon Jordan echoed similar sentiments, explaining that the entire situation ultimately hinges on Joshua's readiness and decision-making. He pointed out that Fury's return and aggressive call-outs were always likely to force a response, but that response doesn't have to be immediate or emotional. Jordan framed the rivalry as a psychological battle as much as a physical one. Every delay, every statement, and every negotiation tactic becomes part of a larger strategy. In this sense, the fight is already being contested, just not inside the ring. Hearn also revealed that Joshua is considering multiple options for his return, including a potential fight with Deontay Wilder before facing Fury. However, he stressed that no decision.
Joshua said he would take the fight, but on his own time. After the fight, AJ said he's still dealing with a lot of things, but he'll be ready, guys. And the quote was, as I said, on his own time. It looked to me like AJ was staking out a negotiating position. How did it look to you?
Yeah, I think it was a power move from Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn to say, hey, we're the ones in control. Obviously, they are not, right? Tyson Fury is the cash cow.
Yes, he is. I'm the landlord is what he
right,
said.
Come on, he's the tenant, let's be real. But I liked it. It was a great line. And Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, this is similar to Mayweather Pacquiao. It's going to happen past when we wanted to see it, but it's going to be...
Decisions have been finalized and that everything is being handled with care. The goal, he said, is to build a schedule that maximizes both performance and opportunity without rushing into anything prematurely. Trainer and analyst Duke McKenzie provided further insight into the mental dynamics at play. He explained that Fury has deliberately created tension to force Joshua into reacting, while Joshua has chosen to remain composed and focused. According to McKenzie, both fighters are playing their own game one based on...
Because listen, interim fights for both men, it's a dangerous thing. As you can see in there, listen, it takes one punch. So for me, if it's going to happen, let it happen next. And then the winner can probably go on to do AJ. If he wins, he can probably go and fight the world title. If Tyson wins, he can go and fight Usyk.
How does that fight go? How does your brother?
Listen, if you'd have asked me 5 or 6 years ago, or 4 or 5 years ago, however long it would have been, it'd have been 75-25 Tyson. Now it evens up. The odds is evened up. I reckon I'd favour Tyson, but it's a close one. Both men's aged. It's just who's aged most.
Based on pressure and hype, the other on control and discipline. Fury's own statements have only added to the intensity. He has repeatedly emphasized that he does not need tune-up fights, pointing to his victories over Deontay Wilder as proof of his readiness. For Fury, the idea of taking smaller fights before facing Joshua is unnecessary. He wants the biggest challenge immediately, and he wants it now. In contrast, Joshua has taken a more measured tone. Anthony Joshua has made it clear that he is not
calling him out.
This was a good show, for the fans. Yeah, we will see. I think all the fans in Britain, he will see the fight. AJ versus Fury.
Who do you think will win that fight after what you saw tonight?
I don't know.
I
don't know. But my prediction is very bad. I say to you, Fury win the fight maybe in the first 4 rounds, but you see the results. I don't know. Really, I don't know.
Chasing hype or forcing narratives. Instead, he believes that the biggest fights will come naturally when the time is right. It's a stance that positions him as the attraction rather than the pursuer, reinforcing his confidence in his own drawing power. This difference in approach has become one of the defining elements of the rivalry. Fury pushes loudly and aggressively, while Joshua remains calm and controlled. Both strategies have their merits, but they also create a fascinating dynamic that extends beyond the ring. Adding to
He just said I'm the boss, I'm the landlord, and I don't know. He just says AJ stuff, just bollocks. Just say yes, it's the biggest fight in real boxing. Just say yeah, you let him get any younger, you let's get older. The fight's getting harder and harder to make. Just take the fight and just shut up. Just have the fight. That's the difference between me and him. I'll have it. I'll fucking have it. You don't need to go with me into a fight. I'll have it. You need to go with me and have it right away, It makes sense.
The debate, Arslanbek Makhmudov has expressed strong confidence in Joshua's ability to win the fight. He suggested that AJ has all the tools needed to beat Fury, whether by decision or knockout. Such opinions have added further pressure to Fury as more voices begin to back Joshua as the potential victor. At the same time, Fury has continued to project absolute confidence in himself. He has dismissed criticism, emphasized his past achievements, and reinforced his belief that he remains the top heavyweight.
Of all the heavyweights around the world, it is the biggest fight in boxing to it, even now. But you can't leave it too long. And we've had the Gypsies warning. AJ got turned over. Fury's been retired. Now that you've got the chance for this to happen, you can't leave it too long, because one of them lose. That is no longer the biggest fight in boxing.
So AJ doesn't get a warm up.
And you know what? I think AJ and Fury is bigger than anybody you put in with who's
in the world. Yet despite all the noise, the conversation always circles back to Joshua, the one opponent who can truly define his legacy. Joshua, for his part, has also opened up about personal challenges and recovery, making it clear that his return to the ring is not being rushed. This honesty has been seen by some as a sign of vulnerability, but by others as a reflection of maturity and long-term thinking. Rather than chasing hype, AJ is focusing on being fully prepared mentally.
Was fantastic today. He boxed really well, and it's great to see that he's back on the scene again. And obviously, he boxed so well today. 2 years at the ring, or something like that. I think he's back now, where we want to see that mega fight now with him and AJ. I think that fight could be next for both of them. What a massive fight that'll be for British boxing, and let's see where it goes, man.
What did you think of Fury?
And physically for what could be the toughest fight of his career. Veteran analyst Max Kellerman has interpreted Joshua's approach as a calculated move rather than hesitation. He suggested that AJ is carefully controlling timing and negotiation power, turning the build-up into a strategic standoff. In this scenario, every delay becomes part of a larger plan rather than a sign of uncertainty. Shane Fury offered a more grounded take, pointing out that age, inactivity, and wear have made the matchup far more balanced than it would have been in the past.